Hi, chess fans. Here's a puzzle for you. Um, Give the video a pause and try to work it out, or even get a board set up and move around the pieces. This is a tricky one. I once put this up on a demonstration board for a group of beginners. It was the Labrador Open in 2005, and it was just very difficult to solve. So it's white to move and checkmate in three moves. And of course, there's loads of other ways for white to win, um, by using the two pieces to gobble up the pawns and then making a checkmate with the bishop and the knight. But that's challenging. So if you can find the knockout punch of of checkmate in three, then you've saved yourself a lot of time. So let's look at the puzzle. And the first thing you want to look at is checks and captures. So let's look at a capture. Well, there's only one capture, and that's this move right here. And this leads to a draw because white is just going to sacrifice the knight for the remaining pawn, and it will be a draw from insufficient material. Okay, so that doesn't work. Okay, well, let's look at checks. Well, that the first one was a capture and a check. The only other move is for a check is here, and the king just simply moves here, and then what can you do? Can you get it? There's no idea for checkmate here. And now black can move the pieces, and white has I guess a bit of work to do to try to gobble up those pawns and then make the checkmate. All right, so let's go back. Okay, so we've looked at checks, we've looked at captures. Well, what's left? King moves. Well, this doesn't look too promising. um, in fact, this is a stalemate. So any king move is going to be a stalemate because black has no legal moves. So even here it's a stalemate. So I remember everyone trying to solve this puzzle. So what is left in moves in this position? Well, knight here. It doesn't really seem to lead to anything more than a checkmate. So you gotta maybe let's think outside the box. Well, what about moving the bishop? Right here, giving the bishop more scope, more diagonals. Doesn't really seem to, nothing is popping out here as, what about if we went here, giving the bishop all the diagonals in the world, right? Or not in the world, but you know what I mean. Um, the longest diagonal it can. Well, that doesn't do anything. Okay, so let me show you the solution, and it's one of those ones that I know when I finally had to give a big hint to my group of beginners. Once you see this, it opens up a new world. Okay, so this is the move to win with the checkmate in three moves. So the idea here is this is Zugzwang. The black only has one move and doesn't want to make it. Black wishes that he could just say, I'm not going to bother to make a move. I just want to stay where I am. Well, you can't do that in chess. So you have to make a move. So white has put black in this Zugzwang position, means all your moves are bad. And there's only actually one legal move here, and that's to take the pawn. Okay? Now, here's the next part of this is interesting as well. This is kind of like Zugzwang all the way, because the next best move, or the winning move for white, is to just move the king here. And the reason this works is because black still has a legal pawn move. And if he didn't have the legal pawn move, it would be a stalemate now. But after this legal pawn move, it's now checkmate, and that was checkmate in three moves. So hope you enjoyed the video, enjoyed this puzzle. My good friend and teacher Nihad showed me this puzzle very early on when I met him, and it had me and my friend Paul stumped for a long time. So hope you enjoyed it, and please share it if you think if it's a good exercise. All right, thank you.